Hey guys, welcome to Living Off-Road Life. Sorry we haven't got any videos out in a while, but actually we had a little bit of a problem with our video editor, and so we're working on getting that taken care of. I got a bunch of videos to be putting out to you guys, and we'll be working on that, hopefully getting them started within the next week. So in the meantime though, I thought I'd shoot a video on how to prepare your Jeep and your vehicle in general for the winter time, some of the things that I usually do. So first of all, we're going to check the battery, which there's a lot of different ways to check the battery. We got a test light over there, which test lights are garbage, but that one actually says the voltage on it. Multimeter, which you can use to check your amperage draw and all that stuff even with it, or battery tester. Now the easiest way, if you don't own a battery tester, heck, you can get one. They're like 25 bucks now for these, the old style. You just hook it up, press the button, let go of it, and make sure that it bounces back. You can check your alternator, all that stuff with it. If not, O'Reilly's, all those guys, they have battery testers, and they'd be more than happy to test your battery for you. Hold on, man, we got a car coming. It's probably mute me out. So yeah, you can always take your vehicle over or just your battery and have O'Reilly's or whoever test it. Like I said, they're all about wanting to test the battery and try to sell you something. So things to look for. Oh, and here's the reason I use this test light and love it. Test lights are garbage. They light up under like 3 volts, if that. This one doesn't just tell me if there's voltage. It tells me how much voltage, 12.4 volts. So make sure you test the battery, make sure how much voltage you have. 12.4 is kind of, but it's pretty cold out and it's been sitting for a while. Next thing you want to do is get a battery terminal cleaner. It's got a brush so you can pull this loose, clean out the inside, get all the dirt and corrosion off. Dirt is as bad as corrosion. Dirt's made of minerals. Minerals conduct electricity, and it will for sure draw down your battery. So make sure you clean off the battery with distilled water. Clean out your terminals, clean off your terminals. Make sure there's no corrosion on the wires and whatnot. I don't care for these. We're going to wind up changing these over anyways. So with these, actually, you can clean out the inside of the terminal, and then on this end, it's got a brush that you put around the battery terminal itself, and clean it out. Make sure there's no cracks. Make sure it's not swollen, any of that stuff. Like I said, make sure you take it over to the parts store if you don't have a tester. That way it don't leave you stranded at the last minute in the wintertime. And actually I have this one open over here, so one of the things the next thing you guys are going to want to do is check your all your fluids. Check your washer fluid, make sure it's full. Check your blades, obviously. Oil, coolant, all that stuff. Make sure your air filter is good and clean so it don't leave you stranded. Brake fluid. But you want to check your coolant. Now you don't want to just check the reservoir. You want to make sure that you check the actual radiator too. If the cap goes bad, it won't draw the coolant into the radiator. So these things, you can pick these little testers up for like 10 bucks. Something like that. Every parts store I think pretty much has them. Same type of thing they've used for years. It's got a little level here. You hold it on the level, and then it'll tell you what the temperature is good to, as far as like 0, -10, and this stuff's a little bit diluted, so we probably ought to go ahead and -10 though. But yeah, it'll tell you if you need to change it or not. So make sure you check your coolant, check the level, and then check what temperature it's good to. So that'll be a good time to check your hoses and all that stuff. Make sure your belt's not cracked and whatnot. You don't want to be broke down when it's like -10. So just a short little punch list. Tires. You want to make sure well, first of all, you got good tread, because let's face it, half the people complaining about the roads don't even have tread. They're driving around on racing slicks. But you want to make sure you check your tire pressure. On the big tires, like with your standard tires, you can just check the door jamb. It'll tell you what the pressure's supposed to be at. If you're running aftermarket tires like these, we usually take and run chalk across it. We'll pull it up on the blacktop or in the shop. We'll pull it forward, and we'll air down until we have an even print across on the blacktop or whatever. If it's too full, if it's got too much pressure, it'll actually be high in the middle. If it don't have enough pressure, it'll be high on the outsides and the middle won't be touching. So you want to make sure that you're even all the way across to get the best wear as well as the best traction. Myself, big tires are great in the mud. They're great on the rocks. They're fun. They look cool, the whole 9 yards. In the wintertime, having this big footprint, when it comes down to having or being on ice, that sucks. If you can get a set of stock tires for the wintertime, you're going to be a lot better off, honestly, for road driving anyways. So, yeah, that's my little spiel about tires. So, let's see, we touched on coolant, the strength, the level, radiator, etc., batteries, tires. And wiper blades. You want to make sure that you actually have wiper blades on your blades, where this is an off-road rig, so. But, now's a good time to go ahead and look for that sale on wiper blades and go pick some up. One of the first things that'll happen, by the way, I'm going to touch back on this. Like I said, if the cap's bad, it won't draw out of the reservoir. But if this winds up being a little bit low, one of the first signs is you wind up losing heat. So if you lose heat and it's still blowing, you might want to make sure you check your coolant level. I know that for some people that's obvious, for others it's not. I just figure I'd throw that out there. So while we're under here, I figure I'd touch on that. Things that I make sure I have, both of my off-road rigs and vehicles in general, not just for the wintertime, but in general, period. I like multi-tools, so like make sure you get got a jump pack. They're good to have. This one's got it's got, there we go. It's got the battery, the lights with the strobe, which is good for getting people's attention. You can hook it up to your battery to do a jump start, USB in and USB out, so you can actually charge your phone and different stuff like that off of this. This is one of the more expensive ones. I know Walmart even has one that they sold like a couple years ago for like 30 bucks, and they're pretty good little jump packs. My father-in-law's had one now for several years, and it works. That we got him for Christmas, and it works really well. So another thing is, and maybe not this one. This one just happened to be one we had out. A seatbelt cutter. Like this has got the little tool for busting the window. There's all kinds of different ones. Don't chintz out and buy a cheap one. I know it sounds goofy, but things happen. And if you got the weight, your body weight hanging on that seatbelt, or just in general, sometimes, I mean, heck, a lot of these vehicles are 90s and, you know, and older even. The seatbelt locks up, and then it won't let go when you need it to. So a knife it'll work. Having something like this to where the passenger as well as the driver can get to it is a great idea. That way, if the driver's out, the passenger can get to it, cut the seatbelt, get you out. Other little things that I make sure I carry, not just in the wintertime, but blankets. Make sure you got a blanket. We always carry a wool blanket in the truck. We don't in the Jeep, but we really don't drive this one on the road. So gloves and a hat. And, you know, a lot of people don't think about all that. They count on the fact that they're going to make it. But, hey, things happen. Whether it be a flat tire, you bust the serpentine belt, you can do as much preventative maintenance as you possibly can plan for. But even wind up in a car accident, somebody else hits you or something like that, it's good to be set. Having something like this, it's multi, that you can actually charge your phone so you can get a hold of emergency contacts. Having a blanket to be able to stay warm until somebody comes around. Even being able to jump your battery to be able to get on down the road. Things, if you just prepare for it, you'll wind up being a lot better off. So hopefully you guys liked this video. If you did, make sure you like, subscribe, hit the bell in the corner there, and then we'll talk to you guys here soon. Thanks.